Alright, I've got a custom UT80 right here. I found the instructions for this off Rebrickable. I'll put a link to those instructions in the description. It is based off a cancelled prototype that LEGO made of a UT80. Probably around 2010-2011 era. It was for the animated Clone Wars series. A photo of it actually appeared in the 2016 Visual Dictionary. I think that's where everyone first saw it. So the instructions here tried to replicate that as best they could. But before I go into detail about this set, I bought the instructions and built this UT80 for a purpose. It's for my LEGO Order 66 stop motion that I'm doing. It's going to have all classic figures and all classic sets. So, of course, it's on my Gedo. So here is a Heavy Trooper. It has an Aerolite helmet, Clone Army Customs cloth pauldron, and waist cape from Clone Army Customs. And it's just got a regular Phase 2 clone body that I used for the old Phase 1 and the old Phase 2 clone torsos. I really like this Aerolite Commander bacara helmet because it's got the cutout visors. It just looks like something LEGO would have made if they ever did make a Gedo set in 2005 or 2007. Or even up to 2010 because I still had the cutout visor back then. And this is not Commander Bacara, this is just a regular Heavy Trooper. This is Commander Bacara. As you can see, he's got the dark red waist cape with the grey trim. He's also got dark red cloth. Again, same helmet from Aerolite. Normal official Phase 2 body. And it's an interesting cloth because it's attached to the legs, and this actually wraps around the whole torso and comes back down. You got to attach it back through the legs. So it's a bit of a it's a bit tricky to do. I'll show you. I bought a heap of them. Here they are. These are waist capes and the cloth pieces all together. I'll get one out. As you can see here, attaches to the leg at the front. So that would be attached in. Then it wraps around, goes through the neck, and then you got to attach it back down to the bottom. It's tricky. Of course, Commander Bacara has to lead some people, so I've got Galactic Marines here. Now, I'm just keeping it with the dark red, plain dark red torso. I was gonna maybe put a decal or try and find some pad printed ones or UV printed ones, but I really like the plain look. It's only gonna be in a few scenes. He's got the same waist cape as Commander Bacara, and he's got a classic Snowtrooper helmet that's just been painted with acrylic paint. I'll put the acrylic paint name and brand and whatnot, and it's just got a glossy seal over the top of it. Also green head underneath. Gives it that green looking visor. I've made 6 of these. I've got 6 of these guys. I can make more, but I don't think I need any more for the scene. Now to get to the actual set. So this was a custom set, of course. I just ordered the pieces off Bricklink. They had a parts list that you could just plug into Bricklink and it sorts all the pieces out for you and then you just buy them. I'm only missing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 maroon pieces. I'll put a photo of them on the screen right now, what I'm missing, because I was trying to minimize the amount of people I ordered from, so I think I just skipped out. I will be ordering them, but just so you know, I am missing pieces there. There is a turret on the front that is on rails, as you can see. Just some tile pieces. It runs across a rail. Someone's able to sit there. Turret, full 360, goes up and down. There is a handle here. This handle's alright. I mean, it picks it up not from the center of gravity, so it's just kind of... I wouldn't pick it up from here. It's kind of it's not comfortable at all to pick it up from this spot, so I wouldn't really do it. That handle has just reminded me of what the instructions were like. Of course, it's not official LEGO instructions. It's just some bloke making them, so it's not going to be perfect, and I think it's computer made or something. I think the steps are made by computers. I'm not too sure if the guy goes through and edits them or how the process that instructions are made, but some of the steps were a little bizarre. For the most part, it's pretty easy to follow. You can follow it pretty easily, but some of the steps were strange. One of the biggest issues were, if I flip it over, you really probably can't see this with all the black, but this set is split in half and it's connected by heaps of Technic pieces. So when you were building this, you built this half, and then this half, and then you stuck it together. And that was a pain in the ass. I don't think LEGO would have done it like that. They probably would have done it in smaller pieces that would have connected. But this was just 2 straight halves, and you had to line up all these Technic pieces. They were like these weird Technic pieces that moved. I don't know the actual term for them. That was a pain in the ass, and then some of the other steps were just a little odd. If you build it, you know what I mean. I'm not going to show the instructions because I paid for them, and I don't know if they're iffy about people showing individual frames. Some of the steps are just a little strange, keep that in mind. But getting back to it, there's 2 of these cannons on either side. They don't move. They're just still. These turrets do move up and down like that. They're on joints. The cannon pieces out the front always come off. They are attached. I'll get the piece out. They are just attached by a cone piece onto a 2x1 plate like this, and they always fall off when you're moving them. I had the same problem with the old Y-wing. Not really a massive complaint, just something that happens. You can open these up and you can actually put a soldier in there. Here's a Galactic Marine. He can just sit in there. Happens on both sides. Both of them open up, and those are just, as you can see, the cannons have fallen off again. We'll just leave them off for the rest of this. It's just like that, attached to a hinge. The back also opens up, but it butts in with this, so it doesn't fully open up the whole way unless you want to remove that bit off, and then it fully opens up. And here you can sit some soldiers in there. There's some control panels. It's the same on the other side. As I'm opening it, I'm noticing it's falling apart a little bit, so you want to be a little gentle. Front's quite nice. This opens up and out comes a little seat with some little antennas and controls, and then that just slides in like that. I don't know the piece count or whatnot. I'm sure I can put that on screen if they are in the instructions. It's quite a nice set. I like it. It's classic. It's not overly detailed. It's quite big. It's got a bit of weight to it. I like the treads underneath. I forgot to show those. They move and it just slides along like that. It only took me a couple hours to build. It's a little delicate in some spots as I'm saying that, like this just keeps falling off with the turrets. When I opened that, this sort of fell apart a bit. But other than that, I really like the aesthetic. I'm only using it for its stop motion, so it's not like I'm going to be using it for rough play. But if someone was to play with it, if you are a man-child that plays with Lego, some pieces will fall apart. But yeah,